What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Tempers flared in the Tigers and Angels game yesterday. Zach Neto and Tarek Skubal, they were barking at each other. And then later in that game, Riley Green, he did something that no one has ever done in the history of baseball. The Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees are getting rewarded big time for handing out some risky contracts, to put risky in air quotes, because 31-year-old Alex Bregman, he was known as a juice ball merchant. Goldschmidt, he was going into his age 38-year-old season. Both of those contracts have been 10 out of 10 so far. Fernando Tatis Jr., ouch, he got hit by a pitch, and look at the instant welt, the instant swelling. That does not look good at all, but we do have an update on him. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he's been worth every single penny of that mega contract. He's been disgusting since he got lit up in his first playoff start last year. PCA, Pete Armstrong, he teed off for 2 more home runs. He's 23 years old. He's on pace for a 10 wins above replacement season. And also another update on Joey Gallo. He learned a slider. He might actually be doing it. He might just become a pitcher. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. And guys, don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Save yourself 20 bucks off baseball tickets, concert tickets, anything that you can think of using code Fuzzy on SeatGeek. And also, I know some of you guys are NBA nerds as well. If you download Underdog Fantasy today, they will give you a free Jokic pick'em. All you have to do is download it, put in code Fuzzy, and that's it. It's yours. So before we talk about the actual games, we have some roster updates. Jazz Chisholm Jr. is going to be out at least a month with a right oblique strain. He hurt his oblique in an at-bat right before he literally doubled and ended up at third base. I thought that he was going to be okay, but he's not okay. He's going to be missing quite some time. And coming up next, we have 2 season-ending injuries. AJ Minter is going to be probably missing the rest of the season with a torn lat. He's only allowed 2 runs this entire year with 14 strikeouts in 13 games. He's been really good, and I feel terrible for the guy because he just came off a brutal hip rehab. And Tristan Casas, no, he suffered a significant knee injury, and Alex Cora just confirmed that he is out for the year. Maybe they can move Rafael Devers to first base. Yoshida, they've already basically said that he's not ready for a rehab assignment just yet. Maybe Roman Anthony comes up and plays DH. The Red Sox do have a lot of options, so that's cool, but also I hate this for Tristan. He was looking a little bit better as of late. We have 2 more roster updates that are not health related. 37-year-old Kenta Maeda was just DFA'd by the Tigers. He should be arrested for armed robbery. He stole almost $25 million from Detroit in 120 innings with them, so over 2 years, that's not a lot. He got destroyed for a 6.2 ERA. In my opinion, he should give that money back. Okay, obviously not. He earned that contract, but man, he stole it. And then the Reds just sent down the 28-year-old nasty reliever Alexis Diaz down to AAA. He's allowed 8 earned runs and 4 home runs his last 3 appearances. He also has a near 5 ERA since last season, and an awful combination, by the way. He's walking more and striking out less. Yeah, you're probably going to have to go down to AAA for a reset, buddy. All right, let's get to the games. Anytime something is done for the first time in MLB history, I feel like we have to lead with that. Before that, though, Zach Neto, he really enjoyed this home run. And listen, I get it. It's versus Tarek Skubal. It might never happen again. So when you go 430, like that's not a cheapie, I think that you should be able to enjoy it. But things got spicy. Tarek, he won the second battle. They're both staring at, well, actually, I will say Tarek stared at him first, and then Neto was barking back. Nothing really happened. They basically just said, hey, I won one time. And then the other guy said, I won one time. That was it. Anyway, Jose Soriano, he actually outdueled Tarek Skubal. He went 6 shutout with 5 strikeouts. It didn't matter, though, because Ron Washington, I think he's too old school because he doesn't really care about matchups. He just has a 7th inning guy, then an 8th inning guy, 9th inning guy. Trey Sweeney hit one off the 9th inning guy. That's a solo shot to tie. And then Kenley, dude, he gave up the lead on a bad cutter. Riley swatted it out. And then Colt Keith, maybe. They go back-to-back. The Tigers take the lead with some loud noises, and they're not even close to being done. Javi, he can do no wrong over the last few weeks. That's 3 straight games with the home run. He's batting 300 on the year. Riley, his 2nd of the inning. You all just witnessed MLB history. Riley just became the first player ever to have 2 home runs in the 9th inning. The Tigers are soaring at 21-12. The Halos have lost 7 in a row. Honestly, what's the point? Seriously, what's the point for the Halos? Please trade everyone. Give up already. This is so bad. Let's go see what happened to Fernando Tatis because we do have an update on him. It's 0. Ooh, dude, his forearm immediately started swelling after this. Fans were freaking out because when you see swelling like that, you're usually thinking, oh no, something fractured. Well, the x-rays are negative, so he might only miss a game 2, maybe 3. The Pirates, they went up on a Brian Reynolds single, and Gavin Sheets, he pummeled one out to tie it. And what a find he's been for the Padres. He's got 4 home runs on the year. Tyler Wade, he put the Padres up by 1, only to have the Pirates tied again. So this Luis Ariz double is a go-ahead double. He knocks in SpongeBob, Mr. Oscar Gonzalez. Manny, he got one to drop just ahead of the sprinting O'Neal Cruz. Reynolds, he hurled it in with no direction, it's just just threw it, and Luis could walk home. Same with Manny. Gavin drove in his second RBI of the night. Wait, do our eyes deceive us? Adam Frazier? He just went yard. I guess it's back to a one-run game, but the Pirates gave away more runs. There was another error that gave the Padres an extra out, and they capitalized. Brandon Lockridge, that's an RBI single. Luis, he smacked it to left to complete the 3 RBI night. The Padres, it seems like they've been in the 20-win club, but they finally get to 20 Ws. Pittsburgh is one of the few teams in the 20-loss club. They're 12-21. Seattle mashed their way to being 1 win away from 20, and they did it against the Big Brother Rangers, so this had to have felt extra good. Look at Brandon Williamson. This kid can play a mean hot corner, and this was mean too. Cal Raleigh, he blasted off for a mammoth 432-foot home run, his 11th of the season. He's got the home run crown. He leads Major League Baseball. And I think he just... Are you serious? His 12th home run extends his lead. And by the way, it was a grand slam. He's up to 23 RBIs. And also, I just saw this. He's got 4 stolen bases. Rowdy Tellez, I mean, he just threw his bat at this pitch for a run. That had to have really stung because those stingers, man, those hurt. Ben Williamson, he added another extra base hit to bring it to a 7th spot. Brian Wu, he's for sure the best 5-starter in baseball, right? He was feeling himself. He had a perfect game through 4 2/3. He got a few punch-outs before allowing that Jonah Heim dunker. All good, though, because he strikes out young for 3 strikeouts in the 5th. He had 7 overall. J-Rod, Julio, another long Seattle home run. This one went 431 feet as a line drive. That's number 5. Wu, he was masterful. He left after 8 strikeouts. He has a 2.6 ERA and an insane 2.7 FIP. The Mariners pitching staff, when healthy, is as nasty as we've ever seen. I'm just praying that Logan Gilbert comes back fast. Also, one more random update. A former Ranger great, Joey Gallo, he showed off his first bullpen. It seems like he's got a sinker or a 2-seamer, like a fastball that works into righties. He also has a nasty little slider. I need him to get signed so I can have a Joey Gallo pitcher card in MLB The Show. By the way, I'm doing a massive giveaway video later on Fuzzy Gaming, so please go subscribe to that. The link will be in the comments down below. We know that Joey was a White Sox coming into this year before becoming a pitcher, but he was so bad in spring he got cut before he could ever play for them. And not gonna lie, I would have loved to have a Red City Connect Chicago Bulls uniform. They're so sick. Edgar Cuero, he started a fun day for the White Sox. Altuve hit the little Mario jump way too early, might I add. 1 scores. Luis, he was thrown out trying for a second RBI, but hey, I respect the hustle. More rookie scoring runs. Chase Mydroth, Altuve 5-hopped it 10 feet up the line. He should not be out there on left. He has 3 outs above average at second base, -1 outs above average, and -6 defensive runs out there in left field this year. Yiner, he was pretty much the only Astro that had a big game. That's an RBI laser beam. More laser beams, only this one left. I wish it wasn't a guarantee that Luis was going to get traded because I kind of want that Luis jersey, that red one. He's got 3 home runs and 6 stolen bases his last 6 games. Edgar Cuero, this kid rakes. He waited on the curveball. He's got 2 RBIs on the day, and I told you, Yiner, he had a big game as well. 3 hits, his 3rd home run of the year right there. Chicago, they stole it back in more as Jacob Amaya got it past Pena. Brooks Baldwin had a ground out because Sousa, the pitcher, just lollipopped it to first base. Palacio sprinted home. Michael A. Taylor, he ends the scoring with a ringing RBI double. And would you look at that? The White Sox have won 2 games in a row. So we can safely say the Mariners and the Astros got embarrassed. The Brewers, man, they got embarrassed as well. And in their own ballpark. Carson Kelly, this is how 2025 is going for him. He got beat, but everything is working. That started a barrage of RBI singles. Nico Horner plates Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker then plates Dansby Swanson. But wait, there's more. Seiya hit one of the highest singles I've ever seen in my life. If Bryce Terrain can't get it, I don't know what other second baseman can. Maybe my friend Bryson Stott, but that's just me fanboying. Oh boy, you know how Kelly, he had a single that started a singles party. Well, this home run started a string of home runs for the Cubs. Michael Busch unloaded on a grand slam the other way. He's up to 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. He basically has a 900 OPS. And look who's back to hitting taters. PCA went way out for his 7th home run. And I do have to skip to this real quick, super quick. A 1-2-3 6th inning for the young Ben Brown. He goes 7 shutout, actually, with 4 strikeouts. The biggest thing is he didn't walk a single soul. And Pete, he's back to snatching souls. I have no idea how he golfed this ball out. He has 8 home runs. He has a 2.1 WAR. He's on pace for a 10-win season. Chris Flexen, I forgot that he's on the Cubs. He went 3 innings for the save. Just like the Padres, it feels like the Cubs already had 20 wins, but they finally joined the 20W club. The Brewers, they're under 500 at 16-17. We got a few more shutouts coming your way. Brian Cashman must be smiling like the Grinch thinking about stealing Christmas because even with Jazz out and Garrett Cole and stuff like that, he's been hitting a lot lately. His new ace, Max Fried, looked like Sandy Koufax and Andy Pettitte put together. Sandy because he was throwing a no-hitter, and Pettitte with that pickoff stuff. So he picks off Caballero, then he strikes out Cameron Meisner, and there goes the no-hitter. It took 5 innings for Tampa Bay to get their first base hit. Luckily, Oswaldo, he played it perfectly with the scooper. That's 5 shutout for Max Fried, but same for Ryan Pepio. That's when Judge stepped up. He secured a 13-game hit streak. He got Yorbit Rivas to third base. He's in for the injured Jazz Chisholm, by the way. Rivas can be pretty good, too. Mason Montgomery, he's such a weird reliever because he froze Ben Rice with a nasty slider. He throws 101, sometimes 102. He strikes out everyone. Then out of nowhere, something terrible happens to him. This time, the terrible thing is a 3-run Oppo Taco. Well, this is a future Hall of Famer, so maybe you just got to tip your cap because Goldie is hitting 600 versus lefties this year. 600! He's hitting 330 versus southpaws in his career. Max Fried has been worth every penny. Honestly, he might be underpaid. He allowed 1 base hit. That was it. 7 shutout with 6 strikeouts. He has a 1.01 ERA in 45 innings as a Yankee. Devin, he had a really good 8th inning, another strong appearance. He's been very good since being demoted out the closing role, but so has Luke Weaver in the closing role. Weaver has gone 15 innings without allowing a single run. He has 3 saves. The Yankees gave up 1 hit all game. They're 19-13. The Rays, they're reeling right now, 14-18. All right, so I know I said we had a few shutouts coming, but Max Fried only allowing 1 hit is actually a perfect segue to Yamamoto because, yes, he also only allowed 1 base hit. Look at Grant Holmes, though. He wanted some shine in this recap. He struck out the side in the first, which means Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman all went down in a row. In 30 years, he's going to have a great campfire story telling his grandkids, yeah, I struck out 3 Hall of Famers in a row. By the way, random little fact, Hideo Nomo made his debut 30 years ago to the day of yesterday's game, and Yamamoto, he knew it. He had to honor one of his heroes who opened the door for him. Watch your lips. 106. Thankful that his glove was out there. Grant Holmes, he struck out Ohtani again. He set down 10 in a row before Mookie ripped one off the back of his leg. Mookie got to third base. He ended up scoring on a sac fly from Will Smith, which was all that Grant Holmes allowed, by the way. He had 9 strikeouts through 5. Mookie was the only guy finding barrels. This was his first home run in weeks. I think his first since April 14th. Yamamoto, he just won pitcher of the month. He went 5-0 to start May. Austin Riley ruins it, but Yoshi, he will take 6 innings, 1 base hit, 6 strikeouts. That ERA is back under 1 at 0.9 across 7 starts. Uh-oh. Are the Braves about to tee off? Olsen hit a towering home run off of Kirby Yates. He's got 5 home runs. Matt got on again. So Murphy is now the winning run. Evan Phillips with a disgusting 96-mile-per-hour sinker ends it. See, this is what Ron Washington needs to do. Tanner Scott was used in this game. He was deployed in the 8th because of matchups. Phillips gets his first save, and the Dodgers are 22-10. They've won 6 in a row. The Braves, they're on a little 2-game losing streak. I'm not going to bore you guys with the middle half of this next game. I'm going to skip to the 7th. Gunnar Henderson, he saved Dean Kremer's gem with a 360 spin move. Who knows what could have happened if he doesn't make that play. Dean's grateful, and now he's in line for a W, so he's even more grateful. Ryan O'Hearn, goodbye. He's got 6 home runs and a near 965 OPS. Michael Walcott and Dean, they went pitch for pitch all night. It was just one of those nights where whoever made the first mistake was going to take the L. Emmanuel Rivera, he's in for Ramon Urias, who had a little hamstring issue. Attaboy. Vinny, he gave the Royals fans something to cheer for. It didn't result in any momentum because, as you can see, the baseball gods, they were just not on the Royals side. Bobby Chases, that right there is the end of the hit streak. It ends at 22. The Mountain, he converted his 6th save. The Orioles, they needed this W because that's their first shutout all year. They were one of the few teams left without a goose egg this season. By the way, a little golf clap to the GM Mike Elias, and maybe I shouldn't be that impressed, but he actually spoke out and took accountability for their slow start. He admits that he did not do enough this offseason, and good, maybe this is the turning point that the Orioles have been searching for. A nice little shutout. The GM is taking accountability and taking it off the chin. I don't know, it just really feels like a turning point kind of day, but we shall see. Coming up, we have the final shutout, I swear. Oof, Michael Toglia, he's big, and he usually snags those, but Lamont Wade Jr., he got lucky. That's an RBI double. The Giants, they put up a few more, but honestly, you guys didn't miss much. Just going to show this monster home run off the bat of Matt Chapman. That's his 6th home run. He's still only batting .202, so hopefully that swing locks him and dials him in. Robbie Raygun, he finally showed up. I know it's the Rockies, and it's not at Coors Field, but 7 scoreless in the big leagues is worthy of a tip of the cap every single time. Also, he had 8 strikeouts. He's literally saying, here's my fastball, try and hit it, and they just couldn't. 6 of his 8 strikeouts were on the fastball. Robbie is now 4-0 with a 3.05 ERA. The youngster Hayden Birdsong took it the rest of the way out the pen. 2 shutout innings with 1 base hit. The Giants, they're also in the 20-win club. They're 20-13. Another easy game to recap coming up. Kyle Schwarber had a lot of fun in this game. He hit it hard enough to the point where Corbin Carroll, he leaps, but he could not snag it. That's an RBI double. By the way, dating back to last year, Schwarber has a 38-game on-base streak. Perdomo, he knocked in Lourdes to tie it, and Arizona got bailed after Cal Stevenson dropped the fly ball. So Gabby's on second. He's going to get on his horse. He's scoring. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. was involved in both runs for the Diamondbacks, keyword both, because they only scored 2. And once Merrill Kelly left with cramps, he cannot catch a break with those cramps. Philly took 2 swings, and they stole the lead back. Schwarber went lefty-lefty for his 10th home run. He has a mythical 18% walk rate and a career-low 21% strikeout rate. Max Kepler, even further, I think, 422 feet for the W. Not a ton of hits for him lately, but at least he does have 3 home runs his last 6 games. Johan Rojas, man, thank God he came in for Cal because he turned on the Jets. That's an insane running grab. He's probably one of like 5 guys in baseball that can make that grab simply because he's a top 1% speed guy, and that was a great read off the bat. Alvarado, he has 6 saves, and look who's back. That one kid who was imitating him a few days ago. The Phillies are 18-14. The Diamondbacks are 17-15. New York better make sure they keep the foot on the gas because the Phillies are still loaded. Like, their staff and offense can rattle off multiple win streaks if everything starts to click. I'm going to skip to the 5th because Pete Alonso just put a dent in this baseball and his team on top. Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman are pulling a Blake Snell, Matt Chapman. Like, they didn't get respected in free agency. They had to take a short-term deal, but they're 100% going to opt out and get a lot more money. He's got 8 home runs, 30 RBIs. He's walking 6% more this year and striking out 10% less. Oh boy, Wilson Contreras dropped a literal inning-ending double play. He brain farted for a second. That extra time allowed Brandon Nimmo to get to home. He just flew in head first. Extra outs, man, they're going to get you almost every time. Francisco Alvarez, he cashed in with that extra out for an RBI, and later in the 7th, Brandon Nimmo, he lifted off for a lefty-lefty home run. He's got 7 home runs, but a shockingly bad 279 on base. Hopefully, he can get back into the mid to high 300s like he's always done. Alvarez, he had a nice 2 RBI day. It's really awesome to see him back in the lineup. The Mets, they win big. They're 22-11, so they tie the Dodgers. The Cardinals, 14-19. The A's have had some big names making their debuts over the last few years. Gunnar Hoagland is not one of those well-known names, but he was insane in his debut, and they got him in that Matt Chapman trade with the Blue Jays a couple years ago. Jacob Wilson, that's a sick double play. Hoagland, he then punched out Agustin Ramirez for his first career strikeout, and now he's got his first lead as a big leaguer as Kurtz. He gets the RBI just ahead of Stowers, who missed the diving grab. Jacob Wilson, he took a walk with the bases loaded. He went 22 games before his first walk. Now he has 4 walks his last 9 games, and I haven't said this in a while. JJ Bleday, have yourself a day. That has to feel really good because once upon a time, he was a top prospect for the Marlins, kind of flamed out, and they traded him. So again, that feels good. They ended up with 6 runs, but I'm just going to show this 1 run allowed by Mr. Hoagland. You have Dane Myers hitting .360 with 3 home runs in 22 games. But back to Gunnar, he had 7 strikeouts across his first 6 innings as a manager. Your favorite part is the fact that he did not walk anyone. Sevy, Springs, JP Sears, and Hoagland, that could be a nice 1 through 4 with Osvaldo Vito and also JT Ginn. Maybe he keeps improving. Soderstrom, he's showing that he can handle left field. He doesn't have to play first base. The A's have won 3 games in a row. They're 18-15. The Miami Marlins fun stars kind of crumbled. They're 12-9. Hunter Green is going to win a Cy Young or 2 one day, 1,000%. His offense put some Chargers into a few baseballs early as Santiago Espinal. What is he hitting, like 370 his last 20-ish games? That's a 2-run double. Hunter Green, I mean, this is called guessing. It's because his slider might be the best slider in baseball. Josh Bell is down chasing that slide piece, and you have to try and cheat because he throws so hard. Cruz, he's showing that you just end up waving at pitches, wanting the fastball, but then you get the slider. Stevenson, I didn't know that Tyler Stevenson is back. The Reds could be even more insane now. That is a 2-run double. He got on base 3 times in his first game. Josh Bell, he made contact and hit a home run. There you go, Nationals fans. I wanted to show that, but now Hunter Green is angry. He's literally pounding his chest after striking out CJ Abrams. That's his 10th. Make it 11. Low, he couldn't check his swing, and there goes the bat. On pitch 114, Kybert got caught guessing. A dozen strikeouts for Hunter Green. His last 17 starts dating back to June 30th of last year. He has a 1.7 ERA and 121 strikeouts in 100 innings. The Reds are also 18-15, just like the A's. The Reds won 6-1, and so did the Red Sox. Like, dude, what did they feed Alex Bregman in the offseason? He's got 8 home runs, 27 RBIs, and a 12-game hitting streak. Ty France, he slapped one to left. No one's... Don't tell that to Jarren Duran. That's impossible to catch. That had a 10% catch probability. He put his body on the line, and he makes the grab. Jeffers, he said, F that, I'm going to hit it over everyone. His second home run, which, by the way, was the only run allowed by Brian Bayo all day. He strikes out Jeffers. That's way too close to take with 2 strikes. Bayo's done after 6 2/3, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. Devers, reminder, he might be playing a lot of first here soon. He comes up with 2 ducks on. He hit one hard to Eddie Julian, and I think he just overslid or just flat out missed it. Both runners score. Trevor Story, he had a lot of fun in the 8th. He had a leadoff base hit, then stole his 7th bag. He's so back. And now Romy, he drove in Story on a double. David Hamilton, same thing, but he peppers the monster. Another RBI extra base hit. Jaron, not an extra base hit, but he does score David Hamilton. The Twins cannot stop the bleeding. They've lost 4 games in a row. They're 13-20. The Red Sox are 18-16. Carlos Santana apparently loves playing the Blue Jays. He has 4 home runs against them dating back to last year, and I'm going to need everyone to please have a prayer circle around J-Ram. I need everyone to send their good vibes to my captain. He had an awkward play at first base. He rolled his ankle. They're saying that it's a mild ankle sprain, that he would have played, but they wanted to be safe. Oh man, the misery continued. Alejandro Kirk, he clutched up with the bases loaded 2-run knock. Kirk ended up at second after that throw got away. Bo, please, baseball gods, allow Bo Naylor to keep this up. He has 3 home runs his last 4 games. Don't forget that Bo Naylor went crazy to end 2023. He had 13 doubles, 10 home runs, and a 920 OPS his final 55 games that season. He's got a lot of juice in that bat, and apparently so does George Springer. Yeah, he's still got juice. 3 home runs. He's batting over 300. Carlos, bless you. He ties it at 3. If J-Ram does miss a week or something like that, I'm going to need him and Naylor to put the team on their backs. It's over. Nathan Lucas, that's a 2-run base hit to pretty much seal it. Even with a scary Jeff Hoffman 9th inning, Arias, he rolled over with 2 runners in scoring position. So the Jays, they give Andres Gimenez some payback in his revenge game versus Ultimate. I think he had 2 base hits. None of them really amounted to anything, but the Jays have won 3 games in a row. They're back to 500 at 16-16. And there we have it. Another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for always supporting this series. A reminder, we're posting a mega giveaway on Fuzzy Gaming, my MLB The Show channel. So that will be in the comments down below. See you guys over there, and enjoy the web gems.
One shot the other way. Durant heading back to the track. Leaping and hauls it in. Nice diving play by Nicky Lopez.
Hit shortly and grabbed there by Cabrera. Gets to his feet, fires, got.
On the ground to third, backhanded by Vargas. The long throw across, and he gets